The topic today is preparing for skill or knowledge questions that are at the start of the interview. So, if you imagine that you are a software developer, front and back end, and you go to an interview and it's an Angular or back end or whatever, and they ask you just basic questions. What do you understand about Angular? What do you understand about microservices? What can you explain the basic definition? Because of all the different interviews that we have a screening called technical phone screen. We have a lot of different interviews, but we're really looking at the technical phone screen interview and the on-site interview. Oh, you're from Ukraine. Oh, very good. And so basically, at the start of this interview, where you will have an interview with a senior software developer usually, and they start asking you just questions at the beginning where they just want to check. Do you really understand these basic concepts, right? So these are the questions we're focusing on now. Now, in the next 6 months, I plan to focus extensively on job interviews. I have a lot of new ideas. If you have a suggestion for a video, please leave a comment. Please take a moment to click like. It really helps me reach new people. But anyway, okay. So these are some examples. These are some examples of the kind of questions we're going to see today in today's live. Can you define object-oriented programming? All right. Define the term microservices architecture. What is meant by responsive design? So again, it's the first 5 minutes or 5-10 minutes with the interview with a senior developer where they want to check what do you understand and what do you know. Now, in this lesson, especially today, I want to look at 3 different basic categories of this kind of question. And the other thing I want to do is, because I know that you guys, as software developers, you learn algorithm structures or you learn basic data structures. My goal or my dream for this class is to show you basic sentence structures for this kind of question that you can easily substitute and easily replace and quickly build your answers. The dream or the objective at the end of this lesson is that I will show you that you will be completely prepared for this kind of question, or you'll be ready to build your own answers for this kind of question. All right, so give me a quick. I get nervous when it's live. Sorry about that. Okay, well, please give me feedback, especially about the structures. What can be better for my next sprint? Because I need to do a sprint, retrospective, and then check, yeah? Okay, this is the first kind of question where they will say define and the concept. Can you explain and the concept? Define microservices, define agile methodology, etc., right? And these are some examples of the kind of question I'm talking about. And in the first minutes of the interview, explain the concept of DevOps. Explain the principle, define test-driven development. Can you define functional programming? And it's not easy to give a definition of something, even about a normal topic. It's not that easy, right? So let's look at 2 simple structures here. Now, if we look at the first one here, the concept of name, and where you see name, you are going to substitute or replace your answer. So for you, Pablo, if you're front and back, then maybe you're talking about web development or maybe cloud services for your apps or whatever, right? So the concept of cloud server is fundamental to understanding name as, because it allows the person to, right? Okay. Let's see some examples, because this is just some words on a page. The concept of objects and classes is fundamental to understanding object-oriented programming, as it allows developers to encapsulate data and functionality. So now, if you can see how I built the answer, you start with here, the concept of whatever, what it could be a lot of different things, right? So for example, the concept of microservices architecture, the concept of cloud computing. But this is the idea here of the concept of a new substitute is fundamental to understanding OOP. Now, if you look here, there's the word as and because. They're very similar. In this case here, you can say as or because. It's really just giving like, oh, this is the basic progression or whatever, because it allows or lets. Now, if we look carefully at the next part, you can use this in your sentence as it allows developers to, and the verb, it allows developers to encapsulate data. But if you use the verb let, it's different. Look, because it lets developers encapsulate data. So you can allow developer to encapsulate data, but let developers encapsulate data. Because you can see here it's incorrect. It lets developers to encapsulate. This, in this case, it would be incorrect. Okay. So allow developers to encapsulate, encapsulating, let teams collaborate. So if you use the verb allow or let in your answer, it can be a little different what comes next. Okay. So next one here, the second example of this kind of structure. The concept of name is fundamental to understanding name as or because it allows. Okay. The concept of DevOps is fundamental to understanding modern software development and operations as it allows teams to collaborate more effectively and to automate processes. Okay. Now, if we look here at the next part as one of the possible grammar mistakes you will have when building your answer is here. The concept of DevOps is fundamental to understanding, ing. The basic rule in English is that if you have a preposition in, at, for, to, and you have a verb next, it will be ing. Okay, it will be sort of the concept of DevOps is fundamental to understand modern software. This is a very direct translation, and there's a lot of languages. The languages I speak, like French, Spanish, Portuguese, it would just be the one word, but in English it must be the ing, and that's a very, very, very common mistake. Okay. Now, one more example of this: the concept of delivering applications over the internet as a service is fundamental to understanding software as a service, SaaS, as it allows users to connect to and use cloud-based apps over the internet without the complexity of installation and maintenance. So that's our first structure that we look at how to build a basic answer. So again, if you're using allow, permit, or let, if you're using allow, you must use the word to. Allows user to connect, not to connecting. Or if you use permit, it's the same as allow. Permits organization to streamline, not to streamline. Okay. Okay, so that was the first structure out of a total of 6 today. Right. The next one here is the next basic structure is the name or the concept plays a crucial or important role in the concept by providing which is essential for. So you have almost like 3 parts. Plays a crucial role by providing which is essential for. So again, it's taking little pieces to build your answer piece by piece, okay? Now, it's important to look here that when you use the expression play a role, play a crucial role, play an important role, if the idea is singular, for example, machine learning plays a crucial role, but machine learning is singular. So you cannot say machine learning play. You cannot forget the S. But then, for example, RESTful APIs, that's plural. So if you're going to use that expression, then you need RESTful APIs play a crucial role, okay? So again, RESTful APIs is plural, play. If it's like TDD, test-driven development, plays, because that's a singular concept. Machine learning plays, singular concept, right? So RESTful APIs play a crucial role in web development by providing a standard way to communicate between client and server, which is essential for creating scalable, maintainable web applications. Careful with the pronunciation of scalable, because you will have to scale, but scalable is the soft syllable. Scalable, okay, and maintainable. But if you look here now at the answer here, sorry, it's a repeated slide. My apologies, right? So the next one here is test-driven development plays a crucial role in software engineering by providing a methodology where tests are written before code, which is essential for ensuring software quality and reducing bugs from the early stages of development. So again, it's just taking your answers and substituting kind of quickly, all right? Now, let's look here side by side at 3 possible grammar mistakes you can have when building your answer. Test-driven development plays with the S, okay? Can you see the error? Test-driven development play. No, very common error, but careful. Next one is software engineering by providing. So again, is that basic rule is like fundamental to understanding. If you have a preposition like by providing, it must be with the ing. It's a gerund. In English is important, but if you look at the mistake, by provide a methodology, no, not there. And the next thing again, which is essential for, and then the verb and ing, which is essential for ensuring. To ensure is a verb you see a lot in IT. I see it all the time in when I watch YouTube videos, when I read books about IT out there. To ensure, to make sure, important verb. Okay, so look again when you have which is essential for ensuring, essential for creating, which is essential for creating scalable, right? Just look again that in your language, I'm talking to you, Pavlo, from Ukraine, and again in the majority of languages, I'm pretty sure in Ukrainian, you will not need to put this in the gerund and the ing. It probably doesn't exist. But in English, it's a strange but important rule, right? So the next one here about the same structure, machine learning plays a crucial role in the advancement of artificial intelligence by providing algorithms that can learn from and make predictions on data, which is essential for developing intelligent systems that improve automatically through experience. Okay.